Good evening, guys. A quick sound check. Am I audible? Great. Welcome to this session where we are going to speak about what has happened in April and what we can look forward for in the new series of May. Although the calendar month of May is yet to start, futures wise, we have already started trading the May futures and we've had a good start. So just give me the few more seconds so that we can just allow everyone to join in before we start this session. And I'll take you through how we look at the higher time frame charts for the monthly levels and chart them for the entire series which starts. So what you have on screen is the spot monthly chart of Nifty, and with today's profile being seen as a daily profile. So because end of the day, this also will get merged into the monthly profile. So it is important to know what is happening on the monthly time frame to for us to have the right bias and accordingly look for probable trade setups on the daily. So we have the top to bottom approach at WeTrender where we see the monthly, then the weekly, and then we come to the daily. And from the daily references, we then look at the order flow for our setups and refined levels of entry and exit. So firstly, I would want to show how we have to get these longer time frame charts because we did get a lot of queries about how to construct them and how to mark the levels. So what I'm doing is I'll quickly move on. When we go to the chart section, I'll just open the Nifty spot TPO charts. We look at TPO spot charts for longer time frame references such as weekly and monthly, because every series, the futures, the inventory will change and the levels also change. So it is better to have weekly and monthly on spot and then the current series on weekly and daily. So I'll start with the Nifty spot. This is the daily time frame chart. So how do I get the monthly? So we at WeTrend the charts, it's very easy to get whichever time frame chart you want to look for. And we have these options at the bottom left. So we have the daily option, which is the current chart. Then we have the weekly. This is the calendar week. We have the weekly series. This is for the futures, where the series, every series starts on a Friday and ends on a Thursday. And then we have the monthly calendar month. This is for spot. And then we have the monthly series, which is again for futures, which starts on a Friday and ends on a Thursday. So what we do is we go to the Nifty spot chart and go on this monthly calendar month option. A click on that will get us the monthly chart of spot. So here you have the developing monthly profile, and what we can do is we can split this profile to get each TPO as a day. So every TPO in this profile is one day, related to one day. So this is from the 1st of April to this 26th of April. Today's date, which is 29th of April, is coming as a daily profile because we have just closed with the market, and end of the day, maybe post 8 o'clock, this also will get merged to the monthly profile. So this is, here we see how the value is forming on the higher time frame, which is the monthly, and then we take references on the monthly time frame to see what the objective is, what the auction is doing. So current month we opened bullish, we opened above previous month's value. We in fact rejected twice the entry. The entry was made into this value, which was rejected twice. This went on to make new highs, but here we made similar highs of 22775, I think, and then we dropped lower. We not only got back into this monthly value, but completed the 80% rule and went on to make a low of 21777. So here what we can do, we can see on the monthly time frame is we have a zone of singles at the lows of last month. So So this is an important buyer support where this month's low also stalled, and not only stalled, it left a long responsive buying tail. So these kind of singles are showing us rejection. This rejection tells that the downside is done and the demand is come back. And from here we went on to climb back higher, and we have come back to tag this scene of crime almost there, the 22658 level, which we tagged today. So it is on the monthly time frame, we are forming a neutral profile because we made range extension on both sides, on the upside as well as the downside. And the POC of this month is at 22457. So in case we had a good chance of closing around this POC, then it would have been a neutral center monthly profile. But looking at today's auction, there is a very good chance that we can repair these similar highs tomorrow, and we can give a neutral extreme close on the upside. So this is just what is happening in the month of April. So I'll quickly just shift to a dual. So we select the Nifty TPO chart, and then because it is the spot, we will go with the calendar week. So this is the calendar week. So what we do is we see, because 26th of April was where we closed the week, and this is the weekly profile of 22nd to 26th. We see the value is formed overlapping to higher, and we have kind of closed right at the in the center. So this POC of previous week was our support going into today's open, and we closed spot, I think, at 22420. So it was not much away from this POC. So we had closed inside the weekly value. So for us, what we had to do was we had to see if this POC, a test of this POC showing us rejection or acceptance. If we would have stayed below this POC, then we would have been bearish for this fill up zone of this low volume of last week. But above this weekly value, we would have been bullish. What happened last week was entry into this weekly value was rejected twice. So, but if we get accepted here, then our target would be 22701, which is the weekly VPOC and the value area high of this week. So this is how you track the weekly and the daily time frame. Now, because we have started a fresh month, there are some important levels which we take forward from April. So what are those levels? The first level would be the monthly POC, which is at 22457. So 22457 is something which we can mark on this monthly profile. So how do we do that? We just right click, create custom KRL. And here we can put it as TPOC. Description would be April POC, and the level is 22457. And we can give it, yeah, it'll be the last date, thick dash. And I'll just give the color as yellow. And click on save, and we get that POC marking out. So how this helps us is it will tell us what the auction is doing in the month of May in comparison, in relative to the POC. Similarly, we have the VWAP series VWAP, which is a 22386 as of now, because we have one more day left tomorrow. This series VWAP could change. So we can have another KRL, the key reference level, and April VWAP, and this would be 22386. And we mark this as orange. So, and these KRLs you can even have on the weekly and the daily time charts also, so that every day, each day when the auction is coming around these zones, you can see what the charts is showing. So here we have these two level mark. The third important level when a new series start is the rollover point. How do we get the rollover point? Rollover point we take as the highest volumes which come into the closing hours of the expiry day. So we assume that the maximum rollover happens during the closure of the current expiry. So on Thursday last week, we took the rollover point of Nifty futures as 22648. So that is one level which we can mark again on the monthly chart. Although the rollover point is taken in futures, it has an important role to play even on the spot chart. So this would be our May RO point. And we can have this as thick dotted line, and I'll give it a color of turquoise so that it stands out from the other. So I'll just close this to be the monthly chart, and I'll just zoom this over so that we can have a look at the levels which we have marked. So the KRLs which we have marked is this rollover point, which is at 22648, the POC of April, which is at 22457, and the VWAP, which is at 22386. This VWAP can change tomorrow close, because tomorrow is the last day of April. So we will have to again revisit this VWAP, and it will be updated as we close the day tomorrow. This POC more or less should stay here, unless because we don't have much TPOs on the upside. So it is more or less confirmed that the POC would remain here. So this is now these three important levels which will carry forward in the May series, both in spot as well as futures. So this is as far as the Nifty spot is concerned. I'll quickly move on to the futures chart. So this is the daily Nifty futures chart, and it is important to go with the series wise futures at least for the first week of expiry. So for example, when we start watching the Nifty futures from Friday, last Friday, which is 26th of April, it is better to go in with the 30th May series chart instead of the Nifty, just plain Nifty charts, because this is Nifty will give you continuous futures. So what it does is after the 25th of April, it will give you these levels are the April levels, not the May levels. So we will not have exact levels which we want for the May series. So inventory is building in the May series, and for the first week we can expect them to keep adding. So we would want to get accurate levels of where the volumes have come in the May series. So which is why we'll go with this Nifty 30th May option in the drop down. And even here on the futures chart, how do we go to the weekly? So similar to as I had shown, but in the futures we will go with the series wise futures, not by the calendar month. So we have this weekly series. This weekly series is where the settlement happens. So we will go with the settlement wise futures chart of the weekly. So when we click this, we will get the weekly chart of Nifty futures, which is from Friday to Thursday and not from the calendar chart. So here you can see the POC of previous week, 19th April to 25th April, was at 22526. And here again, we are looking at the 30th May series. So, and we can see on Friday how the lows. So this is where weekly and monthly POCs and VWAP play a crucial role, because when we see the auction taking support or breaking that level, we can get a fresh bias for that particular instrument. So when it was taking support right above this POC, and we also saw the POC of Friday shifting lower, so it was indicating that the sellers were booking out. So this was a important cue that on the weekly basis we are not looking to break this POC. So the only thing left was the auction would probe higher. And today again, if you see the daily time frame, we opened higher, but the low we made in B period, we did go lower in the B period. It took support right above Friday's POC. So just like Friday took support at this weekly POC, today's auction in the break on B period took support just above Friday's POC. So this was a similar uh, signal that the downside is getting defended. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll just shift the chart. Thank you. Thank you for. Apologies, guys. I think I was on the monthly chart and I was talking about the futures. So I think now you have the futures chart on screen. So I would again just quickly redo what I did. So as I was telling, we go with the Nifty series chart. We go lower and we click on this WS button. So we get the weekly series chart. So this is what I was explaining. This was the previous week settlement, this current week settlement. So 26th April to 1st of May, 2nd of May is the current week. We have a holiday on 1st. So we have a 4-day week this time. So in Nifty, so as I was showing, the move on Friday took support just above this weekly POC of 22526. So this is where we knew that the downside was getting demand. And I will come to the order flow chart at the last and we will see how even in the order flow we were getting that confirmation that the sellers are booking out and buyers are coming in. So after this, today's auction was similar to what happened on Friday. We probed lower in the B period today after opening higher, and the low took support just above Friday's POC. So this was again an indication that the buyers are coming back to defend this zone. So we were making higher lows and we were defending the previous POCs. That means that the PLR, the path of least resistance, was to the upside, and we went on to form a trend day in Nifty futures. So I'll again, so what we do is we have these weekly references in hand, and we then match it with the daily, at important levels, which are the swing high or the swing low, from where the auction is started a fresh imbalance. So for us, 19th of April was a straight buying tail. So what we do is we do a right click, create custom KRL, anchored VWAP, AVWAP from swing low of 21963. 21963 was the low of that day, and we will give it a color of green because this is a so here you can see we have added this anchored KRL and we have this reference from 19th of April. This anchored VWAP is added and we watch what the auction does at this reference. So here you can see on the 25th of April, the anchored VWAP was at 22434 and the low made on that day was exactly at the same level. So it was telling us that the buyers are defending this VWAP. And then again on Friday, we made a low. This anchored VWAP was at 22527 and we made a low of 22530. So this is how the anchored VWAP plays an important role when we have them marked at swing references. We also had an anchored VWAP marked at 9th of April. I'll quickly show that once. But because it was taken out on a closing basis, we stopped using it. So this high in May futures is at 22977, which was a failed auction again, and it was in sync with the 22845 level which we were tracking in April futures. So because this is from the swing high, I will keep it as red, and we will see which day. So you can see how this VWAP was close. As long as the auction was staying below this VWAP, we were bearish. The trend was down. This was the first day, 22nd of April, where we broke above this VWAP and we closed above this VWAP. So from this day onwards, this VWAP started to show us change of polarity. So this, which was a level of supply, we can say, or resistance till that point, it started showing us support. So you can see after this day, we have been trading above this VWAP. This one day when we gap down, we did go below this VWAP, but again we closed above. And here you can see both of them are coinciding. So this is how you can use the anchored VWAP as important references on your charts and use those levels. And most of these levels will overlap with another market profile reference. For example, this anchored VWAP of 22527 was matching with the weekly POC of 22526. So when we are seeing that that level is being defended, we can be more confident about uh, going long at those points. So I'll take a quick break for any questions if there are before I switch to the order flow charts of Nifty futures, and we can take a uh, view of what has happened and what we can expect. And before that, I'll just quickly go to the daily chart. So in case any queries are there, you can please feel free to post them, guys. So this is the daily, and this was a double distribution profile which we had made on Friday, but we saw the POC shifting to the lows. So this POC became our reference on the upside. If we remained below this POC, we would have been bearish, but we would need this VWAP to be broken. And on the upside, we had to take off this POC and this extension handle along with VWAP to probe higher. And this was our objective, which was the unvisited VPOC from 12th of April, which we tagged today, and we have seen the POC shift higher around to the same level. So this will be our reference going forward for tomorrow. And because today is a trend day, today's VWAP would be an important reference, not for this weekly settlement, but for the uh, days ahead also, along with the extension handle which we have. So this is how we are placed in Nifty futures on the daily time frame, because now we are above all the monthly references. So definitely we are bullish for the May series, and we are looking for new highs. Because what are the three references which we had spoken about? One is the POC of April, which is a 22457, the VWAP of April, which is a 22386, and the rollover point which we have taken off with an extension handle today, which was at 22648. So as long as we remain above these references, we would be bullish. But yes, on a daily time frame, we would have to make higher references for us to confirm that the auction is leaving its imprints higher. So if there are no queries, then I'll move on to the order flow charts. So going to the order flow chart is very easy, but I will open a new window and then we get the Nifty profile. By default, we have a symbol at the bottom right for the order flow chart. We click that, and because we are talking about weekly and monthly, let us go with the 30-minute order flow chart and see what has happened since the start of this series, which was the Thursday close till today. So I'll start with 25th of April. This was the expiry day. And sorry, I'll go with the Nifty May futures so that we don't get the April one here. This is why it is important to go with the right instrument, because only then we will be able to trade in that, because there was no point in looking at the April series futures order flow and trade for a Friday or a Monday swing trade, because we needed to know what the May volumes were doing. And for that, we see what are the signals we get in order flow, and we see what the COT is showing us. Because on the expiry day, the April series, the COT was completely green. In fact, it was more of short covering which was happening. In that move, we got into the close, and entire stretch on the April for us to so see, this is the expiry days order flow chart, and you can see how in the afternoon we are shooting up. We have moved above VWAP. We have made these highs, but as we make this high in the K, you can see the COT. This is the May series. You can see how the COT is red, minus 2800, minus 24, minus 2000, minus 1800. This is big, minus 7900. And then we have minus 9500. So we can see all this up move was sold into in May futures. There was no sign of any demand in this uh, move higher. The seller had used this up move to uh, fuel their shots. And what happened on Friday at open is we saw continuation of those sellers. So they again came back at open. You can see the COT, which was deep red, 5000 contract red, and 2000. And what we saw on the 30-minute order flow is a IS. So this was the first signal in a new series, and we it came on the back of red negative COT over the last 10 bars, because we do COT we follow over a period of 10. T plus 10 is what we is the rule which we follow. So we don't take COT of an individual bar, but we want to see what COT is done over a period of bars. So here we knew that the sellers were adding up, and here they have finally managed to give a IS. So this IS high breaks, and we look for additional extension on the downside. Although till the afternoon they were not able to extend much on the downside, we did get some profit booking. Friday was a fresh seller added up at this level and pushed it lower. And here you can see from the afternoon, as we started to break below the IBL, the COT started turning green. And then the green COT was only telling us that the sellers who had added up from Thursday afternoon till the IB on Friday were now booking profits. And not only booking profit, we also saw this huge greens here. 13,700 is actually 6,700, because the lot size had changed from 50 to 25 on Friday. So albeit this is still a big green cot, and it not only shows booking of all these shots which were adding, but also addition of fresh longs. And in uh, conjunction with this level, which we had already seen on the market profile chart, that it was just above the anchored VWAP and also the weekly POC, which was at 22526 and 22527 respectively. So then once this was moved to 22558 on that day, and we remained above this level this POC. We opened higher, we got more green caught, but we could not sustain and we made a probe lower. This probe lower stopped right above this POC. So this was telling us that the buyers are holding this level. And then we got this IB bar on 30 minutes. So just like the IS bar on Friday in the B period told us that now we need to look for shorts for that day, this IB bar in the C period today told us that we need to look on the long side, definitely above this 671 reference. And this 671 reference also, if you can see, you have a line, NPOC line, which is marked right from that IS bar. So it stalled right at that level in the C period today, but once that was taken out, there was no looking back in Nifty, and we continued to make higher range extensions. And here you can see the higher moves was getting coming in, but at no point in time we came back below IBH or VWAP in the day, and then we got this big green coming in the I period, and then L period. So this is how we closed the day. We made higher highs. It was a trend day up, and with the cot also being supportive of the up move. So this is how we mix market profile as well as order flow, and then look for taking, having a bias for the day and also taking probable trades. So any queries, guys? So I'll again take a quick break here before I show you the Bank Nifty charts, and we can see what is there on the Bank Nifty for us in May. So one final look at the profile chart of Nifty so that we are aware about calendar month. So as I said, this POC would be the opening reference for tomorrow. We sustain above this POC. We are bullish. We are bullish for a tag of this extension handle and this VWAP. 22803 is the VWAP of this 12th April double distribution trend day down. So we are looking for this tag if we stay above this POC tomorrow, and then we look for this entry into this 15th profile. So we have the VWAP at 22926, VPOC at 22938, and finally the FA of 9th of April, which is at 22977. So this is as far as Nifty is concerned, the upside. On the downside, below this POC, our reference would extension handle, which is right at the IBH of Friday. So as I mentioned, market profile will give you coinciding levels. So it will also tell you which previous resistance is now going to act as support. So this is what can happen with this extension handle here. And then this VWAP of today will have to hold. So these two would be the immediate support zone for tomorrow. And after below which we have this buying tail from the B period of today. So this is the outlook for Nifty going forward for tomorrow as well as the week ahead. On the monthly time frame, we are looking to repair that poor highs of April, which can be done tomorrow, but we will have to see how it goes after the open. Yes, the concepts work on all liquid instruments, but we follow them extensively on Nifty and Bank Nifty. Any more queries, guys? So I'll move on to the Bank Nifty and fine. This is the Bank Nifty profile chart. This is a daily profile chart, and I will just do the spot to a calendar month so that we can know what Bank Nifty is doing on the monthly time frame and how it is expected to close tomorrow and follow up in May. So this is a monthly time frame of Bank Nifty profile. And similar to Nifty, we can see we have got one responsive buying tail, a good responsive buying tail. This was again the 19th of April from where we reversed. And we not only came back into the middle, but today what we have done is we have made new highs. So the Bank Nifty profile on the monthly is already looking for a neutral extreme, and we are looking bullish for tomorrow and to close at new highs. in Bank Nifty, what are the important levels that we take forward for the May month and the series? So the POC of April is at 47994. So that will be one important reference. And then the VWAP is also very close because Bank Nifty was more or less a balanced profile. It was a neutral center as of Thursday, but Friday, as of Wednesday, but Thursday it gave an up move, and Friday it saw kind of a retracement. But again, today it has made new highs. So it is more likely to close as a neutral extreme because we have an extension handle also left today around the highs of April. So 47994 and 47971 are the POC and VWAP of April, with the rollover point being at 48360. 48360 is the rollover point of the May series. So that these three references, these three levels will be the important ones which we carry forward for the May month, both in spot as well as futures. So again, what we do here is we want to have a look at what the banks have done, and then we'll have an example of what has happened today and how the court what the court was showing us today when we have got this trend day up. So as you can see, this is the previous week's profile where we had closed right at the prominent POC of 48,200. We have a weekly report which goes out for spot with the hypos. It is published on the website and it was there up yesterday. So on that, in that we had very clearly mentioned that if we remain above this POC, we are looking for a test of this higher weekly POC of 48,871. And this was discussed in the trading room also today, where in the afternoon we are looking at that objective. Whereas on the downside, if we would have broken this 48,200 level, we would have looked for a test of this lower weekly VPOC. So this is how we look at how the auction is trading with regard to previous week or previous month. And in case we are getting accepted below previous POC, we look for the lower POCs in that particular time frame, and vice versa on the upside. So today we tried to get inside previous week's value, but we were in a narrow range. And then we left this seaside extension handle and got back into this value, weekly value, and went on to tag this VWAP and even left an extension handle at this selling tail. So this is giving us a cue that upside is very strong. And this, although this would be a reference for this for tomorrow, we can expect more upside coming in Bank Nifty spot. So on the monthly time frame, we have formed higher overlapping to higher value, and tomorrow if we are closing at the highs, we can expect that imbalance to continue in the first week of May. And then as per the open and the initial days and the first week of May, we will again do a revisit of what the auction is doing and how good the auction is doing the move to the upside. So this is about the spot. Let us now get on with the futures chart. So similarly in Bank Nifty, we can get the we look for the series specific futures at least for the first week, so that we have the important references marked out. And similar to what we had seen in Nifty futures, we had an anchored VWAP marked in Bank Nifty also. This is the continuous futures. I will have to shift to the yeah, this is the 29th May futures, and you can see we have this KRL. There are two KRL. One is from the swing high of 10th of April. One is from the swing low of 19th of April. So when we go to the Friday's profile, the green dashed line is the VWAP from the 19th of April. You can see how we have made a low right at that point, and how this red VWAP is now showing change of polarity and is showing support on the daily chart. So now going forward, this VWAP will continue to be our reference. On the downside, this is more a swing reference, but now we have lot of other important references. Today's profile was an elongated 1,000 point plus day. So we have lot of footprints left in the Bank Nifty profile chart. So we are just like Nifty, we are above all the three monthly references. So definitely we are bullish for this month. And a quick look at order flow chart will show us Bank Nifty got some buying at the open, and although it made a dip in the B period, volumes had come in the initial period. And this was similar to what happened on Friday. And I will show you the same using the order flow charts. So this is the May series, and we are looking at the order flow, and we quickly move on to the order flow from Thursday, because that is when the new series started for Bank Nifty. For Nifty, it started from Friday, but for Bank Nifty, it was from Thursday. So just like how we saw in Nifty, which showed us red caught on Thursday close and on Friday open, which turned to green into the close on Friday, and then today it was supporting the up move. So let us see how it went in the Bank Nifty futures. And we'll take a quick Thursday which we got on Thursday, where the auction took support not just on Thursday but even on Friday. So this Nifty, you can see 1,000 contract at right at lows of 48,048, and then we have this VWAP at 48,205, and then we have left this buying tail at 48,240. So we had seen good demand coming in. This 949 green was a very good buyer, which came at the lows of an IB bar on the 3-minute order flow, and this we had spoken about it in the room also. So this 48,240 level became a reference for us, and the dip it did in the D period on that day, it took support right at that level. So it was telling us that this buyer is defending, and this is going to be one important reference for the new series. So after this, we were bullish, and although we saw an up move when then we saw profit booking coming in on Friday after we made these new highs. You could see into the close stopped right at 268 was also the anchored VWAP, and we have left an RB here, and this was telling us that the buyers are defending this level, and we closed above the RO point of 48,360. So these are all giving cues that the Bank Nifty is not looking uh, weak here. It is definitely not looking weak. So once on Friday we closed above the 360 level, this POC of Friday, which was at 48549, and the VWAP, which was at 48544, would be our reference for the open. And today we opened above these two levels, and we know, which was an indication that the auction wants to move in the uptrend. opposite direction. And you can see the cot also was green. In was greens which came in the AP rate. So this POC being defended, and then we getting RB in the B in the move lower, was telling us that the buyers are coming in. And when we got this IB bar in the extension handle at this 750 level, 754 level. We have zeros in the order flow. So these zeros are simply telling that the buyer has just moved away the auction in his favor. So which is why we give lot of importance to this. Contract has come even in Bank Nifty right at 48875. This was a level which we had spoken about in spot also. That was a weekly POC, and there we have got some good greens. So again, we can see on the order flow, this VWAP is being defended. The IB bar VWAP is being defended. So there is, although this is the support of the IB, this holding itself is telling you that the upside is still not done, and we get the second IB bar just after the D period. So this is telling us that Bank Nifty is surely a long candidate, and you can expect a good move higher today because we have got IB plus IB on 30 minutes, which is a big signal. So in Nifty, we saw we got only one single IS and one single IB, and we even got a move in that. But in Bank Nifty, we have got IB plus IB with the cot. We have to remain long in this, and we have to keep trailing as per the latest IB bar POC. So we just kept moving higher and higher. Yes, reds will come in at higher levels. We went on to leave an extension handle and make new all-time highs. And we expectedly we saw some profit booking coming in, but this extension handle of 49179 would be our first support for tomorrow, along with this POC of the IB bar. And as you can see, we've got some good reds getting into the close, but this is nothing but profiting 49,550 in Bank Nifty. So that will be a reference for the open tomorrow. And this zone of singles from 48348 to 48180 would be a zone where we can see demand coming back. So looking at the profile chart, what is the expected move? We are at new all-time high, so there are clear skies above. Unlike Nifty, where we have some references which have to be taken out, but in Bank Nifty, we these are uncharted territory. So anything up move, we'll go by the daily ranges and then accordingly take it up. And then on the downside, we have this extension handle and this zone of singles, which will act as support. So both Nifty and Bank Nifty are bullish for tomorrow, and we will need to see how we open and how we sustain compared to today's POC. So this is how the May series is looking, has started on a good scale. The calendar month will start on Thursday, so we will have to just have a revisit to how the calendar month has started, and if it adds on to the bullishness, we can expect more upside to come in the next week. So that's it from my side for today, guys. If there are any queries, please feel free to ask them. So in case there are no queries, then we can call off the session here. And I will not hold you guys for long because it is already 5:55. So let us get back and get on with other things in life and get prepared for tomorrow's session, which can be a good one in both Nifty as well as Bank Nifty. So, anyways, thank you for joining in, guys. Anyways, if you have any queries, you can ping us on Twitter. You can DM me. My Twitter ID is @Uttam Goel. You can also mail us at support@wetrender.com. We have lot of basic information and how to start with market profile and order flow on the website. In the forum section, we have a lot of articles. So people who are new, you can go through those articles. We have all these videos, these sessions which we are doing every week twice, uploaded on the YouTube channel. So any session you have missed or you want to revisit, you can just go back and see them there. So that is it from my side for now, guys. Have a great evening, and looking forward uh, f- to joining in again soon for another such informative session. Thanks, and logging off for now.